Okay, your server's back up and unpaused.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't unpaused. Hold on. I hit pause, but
Take out your stream as well.
well, no, the stream I think was still running, but obviously, I had to restart OBS because that didn't seem to be behaving quite right.
Okay.
But when
You have your key.
when I just hit pause a bit earlier, it didn't unpause because I don't think I was on the game screen.
It's still not unpaused.
It should be unpaused now.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Yeah, I have had some odd things tonight. One of them was when I use like voice attack, I I'd say F8 for which is like ground crew, and it'll take me there, but then it'll do something else. No, what was it? No, it was taking me to F8 ground crew as soon as I like hit my push to talk to get comms. It was taking me straight into the ground crew thing. So it's been doing odd things on that. It's difficult to explain what happened there because I wasn't too sure myself, but it was doing odd things with voice attack. I have to see how that different aircraft goes now.
Right, okay.
Did you say I fell off my key?
No, I was saying okay.
Oh, right. I got the key bit, but I didn't know quite what you'd said. Okay, yeah, so how that aircraft goes. One good thing about the sun not being up or properly up when we first spawn into this is that it makes putting the panel lights on much more worthwhile.
Yeah. As I slowly start winding the time back over the course of a few months. Eventually we were starting at night.
Sorry, start again?
So perhaps I should start winding the mission time back over the course of months.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So eventually you'll be doing a night start.
Doing an even, yeah, a proper dark start, yeah. Am I clear for takeoff?
Yeah, all good.
I quite like the sound of this engine now, especially with the canopy open, flying around close to the ground. It's really nice. I don't think I sent any of that message. I was just saying that I like...
No, let it go through.
Oh, it did. I did a biblop and I looked up and I wasn't sure if I'd sent it. But yeah, flying close to the ground with the canopy open, it's really quite nice. Or is that chopper being relatively trouble free?
It's flying. I've got well, possible inconsistencies. As I don't know.
No, they got my engine. I'm belly flopping. Well, that was a nice little belly flop anyway. No damage. I mean, my wings are shot up and my engine's shot up, but all good. That's something definitely odd. I'm on the map. I've clicked on you, and I've hit F2, and it showed me you for a little while, and then it dropped back again to me on the ground.
I don't know why that would be.
No, it's I'd say there's odd
Unless I'm
things been
dead.
happening.
Unless I'm dead.
Well, you were flying for me. There's a few odd things been going on, must admit. So I've belly flopped. I suppose I'm regarded as being dead, but when I go to the map, click on
I'm
you.
definitely.
Eh?
I'm definitely dead now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's time to get itself right anyway, so. Got some okay flying in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some adequate flying in the end of it. I had a little bit of confusion, but one of the people in chat was kind enough to point out what I'd got wrong.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, so
it's another good reason to have
a
viewers. They can help you sometimes as well.
Yeah.
I suppose because I'm dead. I just hit F2 a couple of times and it did take me to your burning wreck. Whereas before, it didn't. So I can cycle through stuff. Oh, Warhawk's in. We're just taking off. Yeah, what
Right, I'll drop out. In Warhawk, I think,
Warhawk, I think. That's as far as you got.
yeah, I've been talking for too long. It has a tendency to catch my throat after a while.
Ah, are you saying Warhawk, I think something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, my throat caught me. Hang on. Warhawk is in my chat, so he would have heard. I don't know if you heard that, though. That we're potentially looking to close the server. Because I know he has just joined, but he might not realise that we're on
Yeah.
GMT now.
Yeah. Mind you, if it wasn't, it'd be even later to that by now, wouldn't it? So it's the wrong way. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can give him a little while before I shut down, but obviously I have to shut my computer
Yeah, he
down.
says.
So.
Yeah, sure. Give him 2 minutes whilst you're sat there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll pour myself a drop of beer out my canister thing. So that'd be fine. And I'll never turn in as soon as we shut down, that's for sure. So I'm AFK for a second while I try and get some beer out of this barrel.
Okay, roger that. Well, I'll drop out and I'll call it there.
Yeah, copy that. Okay.
Hopefully I'll be able to catch you next Friday as usual.
Yeah, hopefully all will be good. And I don't suppose there'll be a patch, but you never know.
No, I think that'll be Warhawk.
Yeah, that'll be Warhawk, yeah.
That felt low. I think he flew right through where my camera was. Yeah, I think a patch, you might be lucky if we get it next week. I think their priority is dealing with the increased server load on the dedicated server. I think there's quite a low level issue that they've got there.
Okay.
So I think that's their priority, which is why it's been a while to get a patch out. Because there was a comment on the server admins forum saying that there's no patch because the issue is problematic to find.
Right. Okay. Well, either way, hopefully we'll be able to get up next Friday, either me hosting or joining one of the other servers, or a bit of each, whichever.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. All right then. Well, on, there you go.
All right, I'll take care.
Yeah, take care. Night. For the sake of the person who's just joined me on YouTube, I was thinking about stopping roundabout now. So unless you'd like to say something, and we can have a chat, and perhaps I'll jump in an aircraft just to make it worth your while to be here. So if you're able to drop a message in the chat, that's good. I know sometimes people can't. If you're here from basically directed from Facebook, and drop a message in the Facebook messaging system. And I'm sitting there in that field because they hit my engine. So landing in a field with the wheels down is not a good idea in a spit. So I just left the wheels up, gear up, belly flop, and that was good. It was safe, a good gentle landing. It seems that as I'm about to close down, I'm getting more viewers dropping on. Someone want to drop me a message and say hello before I stop the stream. In fact, if they want to say hello, I might even hang on a bit longer and fly a little bit more.
Warorkj. I'm going to hop back in again in 30 to 40 minutes if you'll still be on. Just had to restart my game, a 5 to 6 minute process these days.
Oh, okay, Warhawk. Back again in 30 to 40 minutes. So that takes it to
Warorkj.
gone 3
Not in
o'clock.
30 to 40 minutes, I'm rejoining now, but I'll stay on for 30 to 40 minutes is what I meant.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right. Well, if push comes to shove, just to keep myself here, I'll pour myself another beer, and it's not Guinness, okay?
Warorkj. Well, thank goodness.
Now, this is a local, actually, I know the people that run the brewery. It's a local brewery, very local, small brewery, and this stuff is absolutely beautiful. I, 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 I thought, well, to hell with it, and I bought myself a cask. If I was to angle my camera up, you'll be able to see that sitting behind me on the cupboard surface. There's a cask it's a 5 litre cask. It's really lovely stuff. and it's only 3.9. So it's not as if you're going to sort of drink a couple and fall over. It's it's what I could refer to as a good session beer. You can just drink and enjoy without falling over. Nice firework display earlier on, by the way, as you passed over. And of course, you introduced yourself with a sonic boom, which Laxot and I both got nicely.
Warorkvch. Cheers.
Absolutely. And it's none of this fizzy stuff, the fizzy rubbish that you get out of a tap. This is like gravity, it's pouring by gravity. So it's like the bubbles on it, the bubbles that you get are just the head that sits on the top. There's no fizzy bubbles coming up from the bottom. It's what I would call real beer. So if you can still see, there we are. Cool Bay it's called. Really nice. I'm only moving it very gently just in case I pour myself another drop in a minute. Don't want to mix it up when it's settled. Okay, perhaps being as you've unusually chosen to take a mosquito, perhaps I'll take one too. Assuming it doesn't crash my game. Sometimes it does. So if it crashes it, you'll lose the server anyway. What do you know? It crashed it.
Warorkvch.
That's,
This gooey is drinking son of a gun.
yeah, yeah. So I'm sorry about that. You've lost the server for now, but as it's you, I'll restart it. Roger. Nearly there. Okay, Warhawk, you're good to go if you want to go in again. I'm not going to take a mosquito. That's had bad effects for me in the past. So I'll take a spit. Oh, I'll unpause it, of course. If you're still there, Warhawk, give me a cheers.
Warhawk. I'm here. I'll be on server for 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, roger that. Okay, I can handle that. The thing is, I can have a few of these beers and it's really not a problem because they say it's 3.9. It's a nice like session beer. You can drink it and not fall over. Did you see the cask that I put in front of the camera to show you?
Warhawk. I closed my eyes, winking smiley.
Why did you close your eyes? It's not Guinness. It's a lovely, what I would term bitter. It's a beautiful beer, proper craft beer. And as I said, none of this fizzy rubbish that we get. It's not fizzy. It's the bubbles on it. The only bubbles on it are the very, very fine bubbles on the head. No bubbles rising up through it. That's the way beer should have was. By the way, Warhog, if you're still watching the stream, I realise you're flying, so you perhaps can't watch the stream so easy. Um, I'm using an imported engine sound for the spit, and I like it. I do like it. As you get closer to the ground, it picks up its volume because it's reflecting reflecting the sound from the runway. And when you're flying around with the canopy back, it really sounds nice. I think it sounds generally more sort of sputtery and analog than the DCS equivalent. And I realise I might be talking to myself if you're actually not watching the stream.
Walked. I'm listening, but I have to hard minimize to type.
Yeah, Roger, I get that. I get that. So you might hear the sounds I'm talking about while you're listening, depending on how loud you've got the channel, my channel.
Walked. I'll try to listen.
Okay.
Request repair. Copy. Request rearming. Copy.
So according to what I'm seeing on my screen, I've got 2 people viewing on YouTube. It'd be really great if you'd just say hi, give us a hi, say hello. No obligation.
Rearming
I
complete.
won't do anything horrible. Give me a hi. Got nothing else to do. I'm sitting here waiting to get repaired. That's going to take, according to that, another 110 seconds. But then, of course, I know that the figures that I get displayed to me are not necessarily correct. Warhawk is on, is watching on Twitch. I can see that. That's fine. But it says there's 2 other people viewing on YouTube. So it'd be great if you say hello. Don't worry if you don't feel a need to, or if you can't even type. Some people don't. If you don't have an account, then obviously you can't type a message in the chat. But the account is free and it's easy and it's non-committal, so you can always set one up just so you can type things on a chat in YouTube. It's always a good idea. I'm going to pour myself another beer while I'm waiting for repair. So I've just got to spin round and then I'll be back. Okay, well, I've been repaired. Let's get them flaps up.
Jeeve 79. What the hell are you still doing up? Any idea what time it is?
Hello, G. Yeah, thanks for dropping in. I was going to close down, hang on a minute, almost an hour ago, but then Warhawk turned up at the last knockings and I didn't have the heart to say no, I'm going to stop. So because I'm hosting at the moment because of the issues that we're getting that's affected Laxor running and hosting. So I'm running a local copy, a cut down, very much cut down local copy of the mission, and I'm hosting it from here. So I didn't like to just say to Warhawk, no, I'm going anyway. That wouldn't have been right. So it's not what you do to mates, is it? So I said that's fine. I'll stay on for a while, and we're having a little fly. So yeah, I'll be slightly later, but I'm also enjoying a really nice beer. Oh, sorry. There's a small local brewer who I know. I know the people that run it, and I've bought myself a cask, a 5 litre cask, which sits behind me on the top of the cupboard, and it's really nice. And it's only 3.9 by volume, so you know you can drink it and not fall over. It's really tasty. It's really nice. So that's why I'm here, sir. Probably for another, what, 10 or 20 minutes. So the original idea was that I could let Warhawk fly and I could just pour myself a beer, but once you're sitting there and watching, you're not just going to sit and watch, are you? Chances are you're going to fly. So I'm now pouring myself a beer and flying about with Warhawk occasionally. Because he's in an A10, I can also reasonably well keep up with flying with him. So we can actually physically fly together without too much issue. I did have a DCS crash earlier on as well, so, and then when I tried to get into a Mosquito, that can be fatal, and it was on this occasion. Mosquito, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it. So I tried to get a Mosquito, and it like crashed again. There he goes.
Jeeve 79. You ever drank a real Trappist? My fave is Chimay Blue. If you ever see it in a shop, give that a try. We Belgians are very proud of our Trappists. Happy smiley.
Well, when you say Trappist, I only think of the word monk to follow it. But if you're talking about beer as well, but is that like a lager? Because what I have here might look a bit like a lager, but it's definitely not a lager. It's a typical British bitter, and it's the only bubbles in it are the bubbles that sit on top. There's no bubbles coming up through it. It's a pretty much a room temperature flat beer, which of course Americans won't like. So I can't imagine Warhawk wanting to try this. But it's a really lovely beer, and it's only 3.9, as I say, so you can drink plenty of it and not fall over. It's really good. So the question then is Chimay Blue, is that, in what category would that sit? An ale or a lager?
Jeeve 79. Yeah, it has to be made at monastery to be a Trappist.
Okay, and does that I'm still missing the info. Does that make it a lager or an ale, a beer? Well, lager is beer, I suppose, but I think of the beer that I like. The old term was bitter, but I'm now told we have to just call it ale. It's real ale, proper crafted beer. And if you're listening, Warhawk, thank you. Keep it coming, mate. It's nice to see, nice to watch.
Jeeve 79. It's Trappist. Jeeve 79. Not ale or lager.
Ah, not ale or lager. Well, that's fascinating. Oh, look, firework display as well. Thank you very much. Not ale or lager. Well, that sounds interesting. You may send me a few bottles. Ideally, I don't really want to go for bottled. I'd rather have casks. So if it could send me a barrel, that's even better. Ideally a wooden barrel that you stand on the floor and put a glass underneath it and let the beer just run out. And now I can't actually remember what I'm doing here. I must have landed. I must have got damaged, got landed, got repaired. In which case I'm good to go again if I want.
Trappist beers are typically malty ales.
Malty. Now that might not suit me then. I'm more the hoppy. So if you... Hold on. I know you have to catch up in time, but if you look at the colour of that, that is like a light colour, like a lagery colour if you like, but not malty, more hoppy. And I love the hoppy, bitter hoppy smack of it all. It's lovely, absolutely gorgeous. But the hoppy beers I find a bit, sorry, the malty beers I find a bit heavy for my palate.
Jeeve 79. I like hoppy as well. 4 pills.
The Pils is a lager, isn't it?
Jeeve 79. Jupiler or Stella.
Yeah, so you're talking lagers, but have you had much in the way of English beers? I mean, such as like this one. Local brewery, really lovely. And I know the people that run the brewery.
Jeeve 79. But for strong beer, Trappist is the way to go, IMO.
You see, I don't need strong beer. I don't need strong beer. This is 3.9.
Jeeve 79.
So I can drink.
The country is filled with local breweries.
I bet it is. I bet it's filled with local breweries. But you see, I don't need strong beer. If they could take all the alcohol out of beer and still make it taste exactly the same, I'd be happy with that. But of course they can't, because the alcohol, when it hits the tongue, affects how you taste things. So they can never really make it taste exactly the same. But this is as close as I'm going to get, because it's low in alcohol. I mean, it's not a low alcohol beer by definition, but by comparison, this is 3.9. Other beers might be 4.5, 5.5 or more if people are going for stronger. But I don't need stronger. I don't need the alcohol in it, not really. I just need the flavour of the hops, etc. And that's what this does at 3.9. Nice one, Warhawk. That was nice and close. Get closer next time.
Jeeve 79. I never drink alcohol at home, very rarely a Stella or Jupiler maybe. Never Chimay. Happy smiley.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, it's whatever does your thing. But I normally have a beer while I'm sitting here flying, because sometimes I'm talking more than I should probably, and the throat gets dry. So a nice beer really helps. But yeah, that was good. That was good, Warhawk. Almost perfect. Had to be closer to be perfect, of course. Yeah, so I forgot what I was saying now. I forgot what I was saying. That was such a good pass. I forgot what I was saying. I mean, I also like rum, so I'm not adverse to alcohol, because I do like my rum, and obviously rum is a full-bodied spirit, so I'm not averse to alcohol, but I'm quite happy to have a beer like this that I can drink in quantity without falling over. Oh, come from the other direction, Warhawk. I wasn't ready for that. Come from the west. Come from the west. See, this is the part of fun of this mission and this server that we run, because we zoom each other. You know,
Jeeve 79.
it's all good fun.
Over here, every cafe has Trappists. Comes with some cubes of cheese or nuts or chips. When I was in Netherlands, had to explain this. You can't serve me a Trappist and not give me cheese with it.
Oh, now you're talking food again. Look, it's what? It's 3:30, and now I want cashew nuts and cheese. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Jeeve 79. Exactly.
That was very good. Thank you. Once again, almost perfect, Warhawk. If it was only closer, you know, almost perfect. Yeah, so now I want cashew nuts and chunks of cheese to have with my beer at 3:30 in the morning. So what's wrong with that? I've done it before. Yeah.
Jeeve 79. Wingtip needs to go under your wingtip.
That's it. Yeah, I like that plan, Jeeve. Right, Warhawk from the west. Your wingtip under mine. That was a bit too close. So once again, not quite perfect.
Walked. Ha ha ha.
It was good though. It was good. Are you?
I don't think I can get any closer than that.
You can't get any closer. No,
Calculated.
you can't get any closer. But what you could do is get a fraction further away, so that your wingtip goes underneath my wingtip. I like that. I like that, Chief.
Alright, I'm going to bounce out of the server for now and lurk. Thanks for the host.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome. I'll carry on drinking my proper English beer, non-fizzy, room temperature, right? I'll get in an aircraft then for a little while, which I wasn't planning to.
Jeeve 79. Oh god, not like this.
I'll get in my spit again. Okay, so is anyone there wanting me to go through the startup process for the Spitfire? Let me know now, please. Oh look, it's a bonfire over there. I wonder what that is. Oh yeah, it's me and Warhawk.
Jeeve 79. Your UK food and your beers are total crap in comparison. You do realise that, right?
Well, I'm certainly not going to agree in terms of beer. Absolutely not. Because they're different animals, aren't they? Lager and ale that I drink, they're different animals, so one cannot be better than the other. It can only be different from the other. And food, well, the trouble is, you see, I eat anything and enjoy anything, so you're going to have a struggle to get something that's better. My thing to my kids in the past was the best meal on the planet is the one that's right in front of you, because you haven't got the others.
Is way better as well, though.
Yeah, but I don't. worry about lager and pills. I drink them when there's nothing else. You know, what I want. Hold on, do it again. What I want is this real beer. What real English beer? Room temperature, non-fizzy, hoppy and bitter smack and hoppy and lovely. That's what I want. That's my beer. And it doesn't have to make you fall over. Not at all.
Jeeve 79. Room temperature beer, yeah, right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Would you drink? No, I'm just trying to think. I suppose most people don't want a drink that's room temperature. I want a hot cup of coffee or a cold drink out of the fridge. Nah, I drink those as well. But in terms of beer, I don't want the point about cold is when you drink a cold beer, take lager. The reason it's cold is because if you drink it at room temperature, you taste things that you really don't want to taste, so you have to have it cold.
What is the point of having a fridge then?
To put your cheese in. Your cheese and your sausages and oh God, we're talking about food again now. I am not going to fry sausages at 3:30 in the morning. Probably.
Jeeve 79. Hey Aura. Jeeve 79. You know you want to.
Oh, I definitely want to. I've already had a couple of sausages with my chips and egg and mushrooms and onions tonight for my evening meal. But yeah, I could easily throw some sausages in the pan and fry them up and have them. Yeah, definitely. But I'm not gonna. Probably. Okay, so anyway, going back on the question I asked earlier on, anyone there, I'm going to give it half a minute. Anyone there want me to talk through the startup of the Spitfire in DCS? I'll give it half a minute because I know obviously we get the delays.
Jeeve 79. No.
Well, I know you don't need it. But there might be people who use DCS and are less familiar and less experienced, and they might appreciate the startup process of a Spitfire. So that if they come across one in real life, they would be able to get in there and start it up. By the way, Jeeve, I'm using
I saw one fly in July.
I'd saw one fly over twice in the same day a little while back.
Belgian Air Force Days.
Yeah. No, a little while ago, a Spitfire flew over, I think, east to west, and then later on west to east, where it was coming back. Just over the back of my place, very visible, very noticeable as a Spitfire. Beautiful aircraft, so beautiful. And I forgot what I was going to say about that. I was going to say something about the start, but no one's come back on the startup, so I'm going to assume they don't need me to talk through it.
Jeeve 79. Very special, hey, when you see it in real life.
I'll tell you what, Jeeve. I'll tell you what. This is a fact. I was at North Weald here in UK, at a fairly probably low grade air show, and a Spitfire came hacking along close to the ground, and it sort of pulled up and just kind of sat on its tail and went as vertical as you can at a Spit, and the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. And at that point I thought, if there's such a thing as reincarnation, I clearly bought it in one of those kites. It's such a strange feeling. It's like it was almost like I was watching a memory. It was really odd, but yeah, so it's got a special place in my heart, that's for sure.
Jeeve 79. I also saw the F-35 for real first time. Very cool.
I'm sure it's very cool, but because it starts with an F and a dash and then a number like 35, it's got to be a jet, hasn't it? Because I know very little about the jet aircraft. I know very little about most aircraft, but so the F-35 is clearly a jet aircraft, and I wouldn't know about it. They don't hold the same magic. I like that big fan at the front there, and the pistonage. I can almost smell the oil and the leather that's that's sitting just about behind me, just there, the headrest. I can almost smell all that stuff when I sit in this aircraft in DCS. It's special, very special. By the way, Jeeve, I don't know if I said before, but I'm using a different Spitfire engine sound. I can't remember who did it. I'm bad. I can't remember the people that have made this sound, but I think it sounds better than the DCS sound. For a start, you get that little sort of whiny noise as it starts up, and when you come into land, you hear the engine sound pick up in volume because it's bouncing off the runway. It's being reflected back at you. And I don't think you get either of those in DCS Spitfire sound. So I'll start it up, and that'll be a thing. Just to start up will sound different, I think. Now I'll just carry on.
Jeeve 79. F-35 is that super overpriced wannabe stealth jet that NATO is pushing on all of us EU countries. One recently crashed in USA because of lightning strike, most likely. It was missing for 28 hours.
Well, there you go. I mean, basically, yeah, it's, for me, the answer is basically, yeah, it's a jet, so it doesn't hold the same magic. I was going to say something else, darn it. I started reading your message and I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh well, obviously it wasn't important. So what I'll do is, instead of going off and oh yeah, one of the things I was going to say is that this sounds so nice when you're flying around with the canopy slid back. Especially like close to the ground, it just sounds so nice. I'll just go, and I won't go for shooting anything up. I'll just go for a circuit and land, and hopefully you'll hear what I'm talking about, where the engine sound gets louder as you come down to land. It's a little bit, I want to say, random. It's not that guaranteeable as to how much it will notice, but let's just see. Let's taxi out. So I'm imagining that most of the people now, it says I've got 6 viewers, which is quite high for me. I imagine it's where people from US are just turning on their computers and getting into it. And then, once I close down, eventually, it's probably going to have to be cashews and cheese. With my beer. Okay, quick check. Flaps up, nose down, trim set. Oh, I didn't set my rudder trim. Let's do that. That's a good job I checked. Okay, I think I'm good to go. Quicks up. Okay, brake off. I'm going to open the canopy. I think it sounds better. So I'll do a go round and come in back in from the west. Because I would normally open my canopy before I land anyway. That's what I understand you're supposed to do. Right, prop pitch fully fine. Canopy open. Throttling back. So when I come into land, listen, if you're still there, listen for the engine volume to pick up as it bounces off the runway. As I say, it doesn't always do it the same every time, but have a listen. Gear down.
G79. Is the sound
Yes, that's it. Well done. It is G. Yes, it is. I can never remember who they are, but that's what it is. Yeah. Flaps down. In a minute.
Jeeve 79. You have to pay for that, right?
I thought it was free. I can't remember. I'll have to check that. I can't remember if I bought it. I don't think I bought it. I think it was free. If I listen, it might not happen, but let's just listen. There it is. So there you are. It doesn't last for ages, but it's nice. Yeah, it is nice. It's just that it's an accuracy that surprised me when I heard it. I suddenly realised that yeah, you're gonna get that. You're gonna, especially with a canopy open, you're gonna get that reflected sound coming back at you. So it's nice. I'll recommend it myself. I think it's better than the DCS sound. The DCS sound might be what you could call perhaps a bit digital, and this is a bit more analog generally, and with that little extra touch of the increased volume as you come in. I'll move over and take off again. Okay, I'll set my nose down trim.
Jeeve 79. They have Mustang sound as well. Looks like you can pay whatever it seems.
That's it. Yes, you make a donation. That's right. That's what I could remember. In fact, did I make a donation? I think I did. Oh crikey. How do I check? I don't know. I have to check my thing. But worth a donation. Worth a donation. I think it's really good. And to be honest, I think the Mustang, I think that sounds pretty good anyway from DCS. I mean, I haven't heard the difference, but to me, I've said for a long time that the DCS Mustang sounds like an aircraft. You know, like one of those aircraft to me. Be interesting to know what it sounds like from those people then. Yeah.
Jeeve 79. I know that the Viper sounds like a vacuum cleaner, but so does the DCS default. Sad smiley.
That was a pretty bad takeoff, but that's what I get for reading and listening to the chat instead of concentrating on taking off. So I'll leave the canopy open for the guns. I don't think there's much difference actually on the guns with the canopy open. So now I'll close the canopy and do a run again. So the Viper sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Oh, fair enough. I think there's possibly more of a difference between the small bore and small caliber and large caliber with the cockpit closed, with the canopy closed. With the canopy open, I think it all sounds pretty similar. I feel as though they've made the targets more difficult to see. If you're still there, Jeep, give me a yo or something. I'm going to close down soon anyway.
Jeeve 79. Yeah, I'm here, was watching these sound mods videos by Echo 19. Viper sounds pretty realistic, I hear them all the time.
Oh, well, jolly good. Well, I say I'm really happy with the Echo 19 spit sound, certainly by comparison with the DCS sound. So I'm going to land, hopefully, he says. Obviously the canopy will be open.
They have a core sounds mod as well. Restream.io. Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Jeeve 79. I tend to stay away from mods because they like to break DCS.
Oh, I see. Okay, well I'll bear that in mind, but not that I've had some issues, but I don't think issues any different to what we normally might experience with DCS. So I'll bear that in mind. Thank you. So once again, as I land, have a listen for that increased engine volume. These guys on the bridge are still shooting at me. Okay, gear going down.
Jeeve 79. It's hard to tell with mods installed. But I guess with Echo 19 it should be okay, if they stay up to date with possible changes to DCS sound engine.
Well, yeah, there's that as well, of course, yeah. Well, I heard the pickup in volume then, so that's it's not always as noticeable. It depends on various things possibly, but it's not always as noticeable. But that worked quite well. Okay, engine cut. So that's going to mark the closure of the stream, I think. Thanks for being there, Jeeve. It was nice. It was nice chatting to you. Good for the information. Even the information about lager.
79. Okay, it's 5 AM clock here.
Oh, it's 4 here. Yeah. I mean, you're ahead of me. So you're talking about me being up, mate, and you're up at 5 o'clock. Okay. All right. Well, maybe catch you next weekend, sir. We should be flying as usual Friday and Saturday.
Jeeve 79. Chimay Blue. Try it.
Well, first I have to find it, and as I say, it's not one that I would expect to go for, simply because it's more malty than hoppy, I suspect. But if I find it, I will give it a try.
Jeeve 79. If you drink it like your lager, you will fall over. Hee hee.
Nah. I mean, I would normally only a couple of small bottles of lager in the evening at the most. But this new one, I mean, I've had at least a couple of pints, 2.5, well, maybe 3 pints over the course of the evening. And it's been really nice, and I'm not feeling silly, so that's good. Okay, someone's just joined us again, of course. Someone from the States, I wonder. So the person that's just joined us on Twitch, would you like to say a quick hello and tell us where you are?
Jeeve 79. 1 chimay will make you woozy. 2 will make you drunk. 3 and you are not enjoying anymore but just drinking to get drunk. Although it's still tasty.
Yeah, well, you see, I'm not keen on the idea of getting drunk. I'm actually not. I like the flavors of things, but I don't want to drink for effect. I want to drink because I'm enjoying the drink itself. So 1 would be enough for me to get the flavor. That's for
Jeeve
sure.
79. Same here.
Yeah, I think it's
Jeeve
the best
79.
way.
I hate getting drunk.
Yeah, I think the trouble is, it's easy to think that you're okay, but what you're forgetting is that the beer you're drinking now is nowhere sinking in. The one that you had before is just starting to sink in. So the one that you're drinking now is going to sink in sometime later. So it's easy to lose track of it, isn't it? I mean, I think I can say I speak from experience on that. So maybe we'll catch you next weekend then, Jeeve, yeah?
Jeeve 79. Right.
I'm not sure that right is
Jeeve
for
79.
see you around, yeah.
See you around, Bill.
Okay, yeah, take care, Jeeve. Catch you hopefully next weekend. And whoever it is that's joined us, even if you don't feel inclined to say hello, we will be flying again next weekend. UK time 22:30 is when we start, and we probably finish at 02:30. And that'll be Lex or myself, and if Jeeve is able to join us, Jeeve will be there as well, and a few other people like Warhawk and JC 008. There's a few people that might be there, so yeah. So anyone that's interested, just join us, and hopefully catch you next weekend, Jeeve. Roger.
Jeeve 79. I'll hop in for some FLYBYs.
Oh, definitely the
Jeeve
flybys.
79. Bye bye.
Yeah, Roger. TTFN, old chap. Closing the stream now. Good night, everybody. TTFN.